Live from the Bass Room Studio 2.0 in Seattle, Washington, this is the season finale of the Podworms Spacecast. The Podworms are 7 lifelong friends who, just like Chase's favorite pastime, will take your most beloved childhood memories and turn them into bizarre fetish porn. Hey Chase, leave that shit at home. Welcome to the Spacecast. Jeez. Well, hey everyone, and welcome back to the season finale of the Podworms Spacecast. We are so excited to be celebrating this spooky holiday episode with you.
So spooky.
And I am joined today by one half of the Deadly Brother duo, Mike McCoy.
Deadly Brother Michael.
We have our hairy handyman, Phil Williams.
Ooh. Yeah, everyone's got to do the spooky noise.
Damn it.
We have our spooky DJ, producer, and all-around great guy, Chase Golka.
I don't know what that was.
That was terrifying.
It's like a zombie, maybe? I don't know.
As well as our local historian slash cryptologist, Peter Freeze.
I want to listen to your pod. Am I a Jew or a vampire?
Perhaps both. They're not mutually exclusive.
Please don't touch that dial because it's so scary.
Yeah, don't touch it.
Vampires love this podcast.
They do. Shout out to all the vamps out there.
Yeah, shout out vamps.
Well, when you can't go outside all day, you got to fill your time somehow.
Not much else you can do.
This is true.
Just vamping.
So we have a very exciting and spooky episode in store for you today. We have some friends and fellow podcasters, the guys from the American Slackers, will be calling in a little bit. We'll be shooting the shit with them. And then I have a game for us to play where you get the opportunity to finally judge me as I pass judgment upon others. So stay tuned for that.
Finally.
Oh, man.
But before we get into that, to really conclude the show in a great way, Halloween's coming up. As you hear this, it's tomorrow. So I hope you already have your costume picked out.
What?
I hope you are ready to go freeze your little buns off and ring all the doorbells in the neighborhood.
I'm assuming that you're like carving pumpkins right now listening to this. This is like a good carving pumpkin.
Yeah.
Maybe this is your new Halloween tradition. Turn on the pod, gather the family around.
Yep.
If you have to take your younger sibling or child trick-or-treating, pop your earbuds in, take a listen to this pod.
We will give an award to whoever does the best Podworms carving.
Yeah.
So either one of our faces or the logo, but we'll give an award out.
Disclaimer, it has to be submitted before Halloween is over.
Yes.
So you have
Absolutely.
you have about 48 hours.
Yes. But the award is great, but we need it immediately.
Because if you're a true fan of the pod, you've actually probably listened to this on Monday evening, which would give you more than 48 hours. So that's plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
You probably already have an idea for a Podworms Spacecast pumpkin carving anyway.
Yeah, you're probably already doing that. So just go ahead and post a pic and then we'll give you your big award. But after October 31st at 7:05 p.m., we will not.
We won't accept any submissions.
No more submissions.
Null and void, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do.
But funny enough, that actually segues me nice into what I was going to talk about, was that I actually did a little pumpkin carving this year.
Oh, wow.
So Emily started a new job this year, and she's got...
Is she working at a pumpkin patch?
Yeah.
She's working at a pumpkin patch, and she hooked us up with some pumpkins.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's her discount?
Is that like a seasonal job, or is it?
No, it's year round. But
wow.
This is the busier time of the year.
Yeah, no, I would imagine.
Is there a cooler way to say discount, like decount?
I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Or
Mike.
Dis-C?
Yo, Mike, what's your decount, Mike?
What's your decount?
I mean, I think DC is pretty good. Like, hit me with that DC, brother.
Yeah.
And he says, I can't do that. These pumpkins are full price. We have to sell these at full price or else we don't make any money.
Did you see? No DCs here. Did you see the sign?
Don't you understand?
But not only did I get a DC on the pumpkins, but we went to some of our coworkers' house. Very, very awesome, fun time we had carving pumpkins. It was 2 other couples, 2 teachers that she works with and their
SOs.
husbands. I think they're both their husbands.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But we
SOs, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's fucking cool.
Significant otter.
Yeah, that's the easier way to say it, I guess.
Dope.
But we went over there with the purpose of carving pumpkins. And before we went there, we had to pick up the pumpkins from the local Walmart because that's the best place to pick up pumpkins. Or so we thought.
I thought Emily worked at a pumpkin patch.
Well, yeah, she did.
Walmart.
But we lost those.
Oh, you guys lost him?
She works at the Walmart pumpkin patch.
Oh, that's why the job's year round. That makes sense.
It's very tough to explain. You have to get a diagram and a chart to follow this whole
red thread photos.
But the bottom line, we had to go to Walmart to get the pumpkins. All right, and they just had them in these bins.
The best pumpkins.
And I'm gonna surprise you that the pumpkins found at Walmart were not of the top quality you've come to expect from Walmart.
Were they gourds?
They were gourds. They were gorgeous. Maybe at one point, but by the time we got to them, they were moldy. And I wasn't even trying to find a nice pumpkin.
I don't know why that took us all aback. You saying gorgeous. We're just silence.
Wow, that was clever. That
was good.
But so when I go to a pumpkin patch, when I have a nice amount of time to go
Walmart.
on the hayride, get myself
I
some
see.
cider, I look for these pumpkins that are just going to be beautiful. They're perfect in shape, the nice, perfect face.
Yep.
And you spend the time, nice, good stem. But at Walmart, that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for the one that looks the least likely to be rotten on the inside. And so we found some that looked, it had like one decent side and it looked like it would probably be okay on the inside. So we went ahead and picked those up and we took them to the house to go carve pumpkins. And so we didn't really have a big grand plan going into what the pumpkin carving design was going to be. Probably like most people, you don't have a big plan in mind.
Yeah.
So I decided I was going to carve Shrek. Classic meme. Anybody can get behind that. And when
Seems easy enough.
I'm hanging out with some people for the first time, I need to let them in to get to know me, but not at this level where.
Yeah, what better way to do it than carving Shrek into a pumpkin?
That's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Just screams Andrew.
This is a guy
absolutely.
that we can get along with. And so I decided to carve Shrek. And Emily was a little bit less ambitious, but she wanted to still carve something. So she wanted to just carve Happy Halloween. She wanted to carve Happy Halloween, pretty basic, but it really...
That is not pretty basic.
Yeah, that's I would say that's more
Letterwork
than
is at
ambitious.
least a 200 level class.
Exactly.
The O. How do you do the O?
It's a lot of characters.
So I guess you're right. I guess the idea is pretty basic, but the execution is quite complicated, which she found out. And what she decided to do was she, carved the top off, got all the guts out, but by the time it came to carving, she was already kind of burnt out in the whole thing. It was kind of done. And so she decided to take more of a stippling approach, where instead of actually carving the letters out, she just took the point of the knife and just kind of stippled, like little dots, the Happy Halloween. Except not only was she bored by the time she just took the guts out, she was also bored by the time that she started stippling Happy Halloween. And so by the time that I was done carving my Shrek, she was done carving her Happy Halloween and stippling. And we'll get this on social media so you guys can enjoy this as well. She didn't quite make it to Happy Halloween, but she did do Happy. And so this was the product of her pumpkin carving experts. She basically
Such a happy pumpkin.
just had happy not even carved, just stippled on the pumpkin. So
Happy.
it was a good effort. But I think my Shrek turned out better. I guess I'll show you guys my Shrek too, and we'll have this on social media as well.
I saw the Shrek, and I have a question for you.
Ooh, nice.
Because you're okay.
That looks like a huge hole in a pumpkin.
The Shrek, exactly. Okay,
It does look like
I
that.
saw it, and I'm wondering. So that these things you're supposed to just put a candle on the inside, and then it's supposed to light up, and then you can see the stuff. But when you put a candle in that one, it's just gonna look like you put a candle in a pumpkin, and there's just a big hole in the front.
Andrew's pumpkin looks like a big hole with Shrek ears.
It's like the
it
silhouette
looks
of
like
Shrek.
you made a pumpkin lantern.
It looks like Shrek ran through
There's
a
no-
wall in a cartoon.
Emily would say it looks like the Snapchat ghost.
If I was gonna,
Definitely.
Oh my god, it
That's
does.
so much better.
If I was gonna pick a pumpkin, I would pick Emily's.
Okay,
I just
that's fair.
love that you guys are both going to kind of hang out with new people. And you're carving pumpkins, and you just do a big old hole with Shrek ears, and
outline
then
of Shrek.
Emily's over here just
Happy.
stabbing it into the pumpkin.
So the bottom line is that we were told to never come back. Unfortunately.
To
more
Walmart
carving.
or
Yes, all the above.
oh, wow.
And
Walmart saw the carve and was like, we can't give away our pumpkins like this. They're too precious.
Yeah.
And for such a good DC.
Oh yeah. I mean, the DC was outrageous that day.
Outrageous.
So also in preparation for Halloween, we had to get some candy for the kids because Emily loves giving the neighborhood kids candy and like seeing their little
Like
Halloween
a year-round
costumes.
kind of thing, or
Yeah.
Well, again, like the pumpkin.
How's the financing coming on the van?
Oh, this is a busier time of year right now.
This is a busier time of
For
year.
her. Yeah,
It
okay.
really ramps up around this
Okay,
time.
just checking.
It picks up a lot. I mean, it's just very fruitful.
Yeah.
So we went and got some
Ugh.
candy. Well, we weren't intending.
Fruitful. Fruitful is like a little bit of a weird word to describe that.
I think we need to veer away from the child molesty, child porn.
I think, yes, I do think Chase needs to kind of veer away from
Yeah, sort
that.
of my new giving candy to children business. It's extremely fruitful. if you know what I mean.
Jesus, Chase.
I don't know if I do, Chase.
Chase.
So we actually weren't planning on getting candy, but we were at Fred Meyer. And Fred Meyer had these big signs that said that candy was on sale. And this is fucking ingenious of them. And I think there's a candy conspiracy going on. So the Halloween candy goes on sale maybe the first week of October.
Goes on DC, bro.
Oh yeah, it's on a steep DC.
It's on a big DC right now. Okay, sick.
Big DC, you know what I'm saying?
So it's on a big DC, but it's the first week of October, and Halloween's not for another 3 weeks. And my question to you is, because Halloween's on the very last day of the month, who has the self-control to buy the big bag of candy and not eat all of it before Halloween? Because we didn't manage to do it.
No one.
I've already blasted through a whole bag of Reese's Cups. I eat like 3 a night because I'm just a fatty.
Mini ones or regular size?
A single cup.
Single cup?
Single cup.
Yeah, okay.
You know, the classic.
I like the mini ones myself.
Mini ones are nice.
Mini ones are better frozen. This is a weird science experiment.
Interesting.
The flat cup, for some reason, does not taste as good frozen as the mini cup.
Interesting.
And I have tried them side by side.
Well, that's just chemistry.
Go ahead
Clearly,
and try it at home, space fans.
So not only can you not avoid eating the candy before Halloween, but I'm convinced that there's some planning going on as to the variety bags that they provide in the stores. So when you're buying the candy, it's all in the big bags that have the different kinds for the purpose of getting them out on Halloween.
Yep.
But there is not a single bag that every candy is good. It's always about half good candy and half the worst candy you can possibly find. Like it's like a good, what's a good candy? Like a Starburst?
Kit Kat.
Starburst, Kit Kat.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like Almond Joy and Sweet Tarts or something, or like Smarties or some bullshit. And I'm convinced, and I was telling Emily about this, and I said, I'm pretty sure that there's some sort of a conspiracy going on here. They're stacking these bags with bad candy. And she said, why would they make bad candy? Why does it make sense? And I said, for the purpose of producing less good candy and putting the bad candy in the Halloween bags and giving it to people and making them buy more good candy.
It goes all the way to the top.
All the way to big candy.
I'm telling you, this one goes all the way to the top.
I seem to remember there being one that was like Kit Kat, Twix,
Yeah.
and Milky Way.
And Snickers.
And Snickers, yes.
Probably some Tootsie Roll.
I think, no, I see, you can get the Tootsie Roll. Like, I didn't know they make this flavor pack.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're intentionally,
You know what I mean?
there's definitely the intentional really shitty bag for the person who hates kids, but it has to give out candy. That one exists. You know, the big, great one at work, we have been having candy out on like our counter, like when you walk into the building, and we get prime bags. Kit Kats, Milky Way,
Yes.
Snickers,
Yes.
and Twix. All of them in the bag. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's there.
That's the bag I'm talking about.
That's a good combo bag right there.
That's the bag. If they want people to eat candy and buy more, that's the bag you sell.
I want to know who the absolute psychopaths were growing up who gave out full-size candy bars to random children.
Dude,
That's Chase.
My grandparents lived in a very wealthy area, so they had a big house and there was a lot of really nice houses. And you would go, and there would be at least there's probably less than 5, but around that number of people just giving out king sized to everybody. And I was like, where the fuck are you buying all this? That's so expensive.
That's when you have fuck you money.
Yeah. Seriously.
That really is. That's a private jet. I don't give a shit. If you're giving out king sizes,
yeah.
You know what?
you have
It
wealth.
was fucking crazy.
It's definitely people who are like, you know what? This year I'm going to give out king sizes, and they get a reputation, and then next year they're fucking swamped.
They have to do it, yeah.
They have to do. You're committed.
Have you guys ever had the Hershey bar that's like one size bigger than king size? It's like dictator size.
One side.
the giant.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They call it the Big
Yeah,
Adolf.
oh yeah.
What they call the what?
The Big Adolf.
Right. Right. But it's just ridiculously sized, and there's also the huge Hershey's Kiss that actually hurts your teeth to bite into.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about like the big one?
It's like the
that's
novelty size one.
size of a baby's head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
If
it's
we're
just
talking
solid
about
chocolate.
like obscure, bizarre candies, I don't think anyone can beat the gigantic Jawbreaker.
Oh,
I'm
like-
talking like the softball size.
Yeah.
They're like, this is gonna take me
Like,
2 years.
Literally
Like you're
it's
licking it?
so
Of on and
preposterous.
off.
inedible.
I remember having those things, and even just the regular size ones, they would last you like a whole week, and
Kids
you
would
just
walk
have it
around.
sit. Yeah, you would walk. Yeah, I remember it used to be a thing. Like people would walk around with these big ass fucking. Yeah, and then you would just keep looking at them, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, how far are you on yours?"
Saran wrap. You'd have it in saran wrap,
Yeah.
and then you would open it up, and people would be licking
Oh,
it.
it's nasty.
It would cut my tongue. Like it would make my tongue bleed.
Yeah,
Yeah, it makes it all grainy. Oh, I just had a brain blast right there. Speaking of grainy candy, do you guys recall the Fun Dip?
Oh, fun
Oh,
dip.
Solid
Yeah,
stick
I
of
remember
sugar
the
that
fun dip.
is re-dipped in more sugar.
Oh yeah, that fun dip.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
That shit was good.
Yeah, Fun
I
Dip
really
was
liked
great.
that a lot.
Oh, you know what I always wanted and I never had? A fucking Wonder Ball.
You know,
What's in it?
Oh, I wonder.
I
You're-
wonder.
You're, what? You wonder what's in a Wonder
Yeah, I
Ball?
was wondering.
Okay, we're always there.
Is
We're all
it-
there.
wait, this is the
I'm there.
chocolate
It's like
ball
the
that has
chocolate
little
thing that had
candies on
like,
the inside.
well, I don't know if it had a candy or like a prize.
It had
in
a toy.
It had a toy in it.
I hate to burst your bubble. I think that's actually illegal.
A
Because
Wonder Ball?
the if you go to Germany, they have the Kinder Egg, which is the exact same thing as a Wonder Ball,
Okay.
and they are illegal to import.
So I think it's different because they did something to like encapsulate the toy or something.
oh, perhaps.
Yeah, because I think the Kinder is like exposed where there's nothing around it. It's just chocolate and then the toy. I think the Wonder Ball has like a plastic thing around it.
I guess we're just pussies.
Well,
into
we
this.
won World War II, so we get to do what we want.
So here's a few variety bags. Tell me how you guys feel about some of these Halloween style variety bags of
Yep.
candy. So there's one that has Starburst, Three Musketeers, Skittles, and it has Snickers and then Snickers peanut butter.
That's good.
Okay.
If I got to vote somebody
That's not
off that
bad.
one, it's the Snickers peanut butter.
Yeah, why are they doing? I don't like when they double up on one of the candies. I don't want to see a Snickers
No.
and a Snickers peanut
Oh,
butter.
because then you get so confused when you're like going
Man.
shuffling through the bag and you're like, "There's one more Snickers down there." Oh wait, it's the wrong kind.
Right. Right.
Man, I love peanut butter candies. Anything with peanut butter, it doesn't matter what it is. I like it.
No, peanut butter candy has a time and place. Snickers, stick with Snickers.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But what it's like the have you ever had the Twix peanut butter? You ever have that?
No.
I put peanut butter on a Twix.
Ooh, that's a pretty good idea. Well, they have that. See, I mean, like, there's a lot of candies that don't have peanut butter normally that they have their little peanut butter, like,
Spin off.
cousin that I love those. I fucking love all of those.
Is there a Reese's chocolate?
Yeah, I want to see
Reese's without peanut
just
butter.
that thick,
Like
Wait,
literally,
M&Ms.
why did we make this?
It's just, you bite into it, it's just got like chocolate on the inside, like a chocolate cream.
It's just Reese's, and then I'm like a little banner that says chocolate.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that would be
Like, what?
delicious. A
Gotcha.
Reese's, but with the Oreo filling in the middle. That would be so
Oh,
good.
shit. That actually
That probably would be.
might
good.
be kind of
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
So here's another bag, and this is really exactly my theory in play. It has M&Ms, it has Twix, then it has Skittles Wild Berry and Starburst Fave Reds, which I'm not sure what it is, but it sounds like it's just specifically red Starburst.
That's
No,
great.
it's got the other red. Does it have pink too? Maybe. Do you see that?
I don't know.
I believe it has
Maybe.
all the variations of red throughout Starburst's history.
But how do you feel about that? I mean, like Skittles Wild Berry and Starburst Fave Reds. I'd rather just have the regular versions of both
That's
of
the
those.
real JV team they're bringing.
Yeah.
they're bringing
So
over
half
there.
the bag is good,
See,
and half of it is.
I disagree. I don't think that's JV team. I think that's varsity because the Skittles have normal flavors, right? But then everybody decides that they like the red flavors the best, and that's where they're like, okay, shit, we'll package. It's the same thing with the little chips, the Chex Mix and the Gardettos, the special request rye chips that they do just by themselves.
Right.
Everybody likes those the best. Like everybody likes the red flavors of Starburst the best.
I really like the yellow Starburst.
Yeah, well, you like weird fucking candy, dude. You like yellow. You like banana Laffy Taffy.
Also a classic.
Hey, that's
I like that too.
delicious.
Banana Laffy Taffy is the
gross,
best
dude.
because nobody likes it, so it's all yours.
There's something so great about artificial banana
Your
flavor.
argument for why banana is the best is the worst argument for it being the
Nobody
best.
likes it, so it's all mine.
Nobody likes it. That's why it's the best.
When I was growing up and going out trick or treating, I would always give my parents anything with peanut butter. No matter what it was, just was
absolutely.
not interested.
I hate peanut butter.
Here's another bag.
Damn.
This one's got Reese's. It's got Kit Kat. It has Twizzlers. It has Whoppers, which I'm not so big on.
Oh, love
It
Whoppers.
has Jolly Rancher
Whoppers are great.
lollipops, and it
That's a
has
shit bag.
Jolly Rancher sticks with an X.
Jolly Rancher sticks.
STIX. Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Sounds like somebody's gonna stab
That,
you.
that one's a real flop.
Right.
That one's a real bad one.
But that's kind of the trend, is that there's not a bag that's just consistent all the way across the board.
You gotta.
I get what you're saying. It seems like whenever they mix chocolate and fruit candy, they always
trying to fuck you.
fuck you over. But if it's
Seems a little weird, yeah.
straight up chocolate, I think they're
Okay, well,
You're good
what
to
would
go.
your dream bag be? You have four options.
Oh man. I think dream bag would probably be Twix,
Yep, same.
maybe just regular classic Hershey's,
Ew.
maybe Milky Way
Basic bitch.
and M&M's,
Okay, that's
like just full on chocolate.
Just full on chocolate. Yeah.
No.
I don't know. See,
No one would buy that.
I would probably get rid of M&M's and I would put Kit Kat in there somewhere.
Top 4,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Milky Way Midnight. That delicious
with
dark
dark
chocolate.
chocolate?
Ooh, so good.
Tell me about it.
Carmelo. You guys remember that one?
Carmelo
What?
Anthony.
Yeah.
His candy bar.
Peanut M&M's.
I swear to God, if this
Straight
last
classic.
I swear to God, if
M&Ms.
this last one is black licorice, I'm gonna be so
The last one is good and fucking plenty.
Yeah, gross.
Oh,
it is.
no.
Phil likes good and plenty, everybody.
You are the disgusting
Shame
bastard.
him.
You're the guy who's putting the candy into these bags. Your disgusting personal taste.
You are
and
the
the fourth
problem.
one would be, and this is the big one, good and plenty.
Literal trash.
All right. Well, we are going to chat with fellow podcasters, American Slackers, and let's get them on the line. All right. So we are joined here by the American Slackers, Jesse Landers and Matt Gertz. The American Slacker podcast discusses bizarre news, entertainment, tech, video games, MMA, and more. They have new episodes on Wednesdays, so check them out. Hey, and welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Well, we are excited to finally have you on the show. We've been kind of chatting with you for probably a few weeks now, right, Mike? You've kind of
Yeah.
We've been Instagram buddies.
Yeah. Instagram friends, pod friends.
If this was
Great.
Tinder, you guys would have been ass fucking by now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the funny thing is, it's not Tinder, and they are ass fucking.
Oh God, I wasn't even aware.
Really hit it off.
Sorry, Matt. I've been doing things behind your back.
Yeah.
Well, so I was curious because I've listened to some of your guys' newest episodes to get kind of caught up, and I was wondering, how do you guys even know each other? Because I think you record in separate locations. So how did you guys meet?
Well, me and Matt have known each other since middle school, Matt?
Yeah. Like, what was it? Like 7th grade?
Yeah, in Spanish class, we were looking up bad words, I think, and that's when we became friends.
Yeah, in GTA. Grand
Yeah,
Theft
Grand
Auto.
Theft Auto. Yeah, that was
Spawned a
big
friendship
driver of it.
here.
So yeah, we went to school in New York with each other, growing up from the same hometown, and we've just been friends since then, and decided to start a show together, even though we have about 3,000 miles between us.
Okay, so one of you still is in New York then?
Yeah, I'm in New York, up in Albany right now.
Okay, and then Jesse, whereabouts are you?
I'm in the Bay Area in San Jose in California.
Nice.
Just because, I like paying a shit ton for housing.
Well, we're in Seattle, so.
Okay, so yeah.
So what was it that you kind of made you want to start the podcast? Because we, from our perspective, we just had so many great conversations off mic that we just thought one day, people need to hear this. So
That laughter doesn't sound like it's in solidarity.
it never is. So what was it that made you guys want to start the show?
Jesse came up with the idea, like probably, I don't know, maybe a year to 2 years even, right before we started the show, about 2 years ago today. He was like, we talk a lot. We have a lot of conversations that I think people would enjoy. And man, he finally convinced me. And then sure enough, like, found out that I love podcasting too. And like, I owe it all to Jesse, honestly, man. American Slacker really started because he like had a view.
And it's just like what you had said before, Andrew, the fact that like we had the same sort of conversation. We'd be playing Xbox and just talking about bullshit, like weird news and the stuff that we cover on the show. And we decided, like, why don't we record this and like actually put it out there for people and see what happens?
Yeah, and honestly, I wasn't really into podcasts like before Jesse had like tried to say like we should start one. I was like, and then I like started dipping in and I was like, oh shit, I really enjoy these.
And then Joe Rogan just kept telling us to do it. Not personally.
He was messaging us constantly and it was really weird, man.
We're like,
But
fine, Joe, fine.
You guys just have such interesting conversations.
He's
You
like,
really need to start
I've
a
heard
pod-
your conversations on Xbox. I love them.
We're like, Joe, get out of our Xbox party. You're not doing it.
Please.
like, what are you doing? Do you have kids?
Well, that's pretty cool, guys. This is Phil, by the way. So, Matt, now that you've started your own podcast, do you actually listen to them? Or
Yeah.
are you just
Oh yeah, no, dude. I started listening before we actually started, like really. But it was like I never was into them, and then like right as like I got like started listening, I was like, okay, we could do this.
Yeah, well, when I started talking with you guys several months ago, it's like you were already at like hitting 100 episodes.
Dang.
It came quick. Like we put a lot of work in, and we like really love doing it. So we've been steady. We want to keep to a schedule, And
that was the
that way the
biggest
listeners get used to it.
Just figuring out a way to do it with our like normal lives as well, so that we actually are putting stuff out consistently.
Well,
Totally.
I've got a question. I need complete honesty. Do you listen to your own podcast?
Ah, man. Every now and again, I'll do a check. How about you, Jesse?
Yeah, I try and do at least a quality assurance kind of thing. At least listen to, bits and pieces of it. It's been a while since I've done an actual listen through on the entire episode, just because like I was there.
Yeah.
And then we like both edit like half of it. So it's like you have to listen to yourself again. So the third time, it's like you want to throw your iPhone out the window.
Yep.
That's fair enough. I find myself, when I'm bored and lonely, throwing on the Podworms Spacecast. and the funny thing is, I'll say something, I'll make a joke on the podcast, and I'll laugh listening back to it. And I'm like, God damn, I know what makes me laugh.
You're like, Andrew.
In editing, that happens with us.
So you guys do cover a lot of weird and bizarre news on the podcast. Can you guys think of what might have been one of the weirder, or maybe the weirdest news story you've covered that you can think of?
Well, there was a guy that claimed that he was sexually molested by Bigfoot, and he jumped out of a tree.
Okay.
That was quite weird. He didn't attack from the ground. He had a strategic operation going on where he was up in the tree waiting for the prey to come under, and then he was going to jump down and just overpower it for the full-on molestation.
Forced us to create a whole new species within the Sasquatch genus, which then is the rape ape, which jumps at you from the tree down onto you. And you gotta watch out for them. Yeah, that is trademark.
Wow. Rape ape pepper spray.
That was one of our sponsors on our April Fool's episode.
Oh, good.
Well,
Rape ape sounds great, but I might have to come out with a competitor called Man Squatch.
Man Squatch.
Don't let those two breed. We won't be able to handle it.
Living in the Pacific Northwest, Bigfoot is a big and constant threat to our livelihoods.
Big issue.
Squatch country.
And
That really hits close to home for us.
And I know you guys live, San Fran, New York, but one thing you have to keep in mind, and this is just a little bit of a warning in case you ever come to the Washington State area, is that Bigfoot does this thing where he grabs a large stick and he bangs it on a tree.
Yep.
And that's how he's like mating.
Yep.
And so if you're in the woods and you hear something banging on a tree, you gotta fucking run.
Yeah, you got to get out of there. Plus, if you're not wearing any Patagonia, he'll fucking get you. He'll get you first.
Got to dress for the occasion, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
The only thing faster than Bigfoot is a Subaru. So you gotta.
That's why we all drive Subarus.
Why are we not getting paid right now?
This episode brought to you by Subaru and Patagonia.
And Bigfoot.
And Bigfoot.
and Rape Ape Spray. So this segues me into my, I had a little game for us to play.
Yes.
So on the American Slacker podcast, we love games. You guys love bizarre news. And so I figured, why not combine the two loves of our podcast and do a bizarre news related game?
Yes.
Wow, what a beautiful baby.
So you guys So you guys have talked about bizarre news stories for over 100 episodes. So I feel like you probably have a pretty good vibe as to where these stories go. So I've picked out 3 bizarre and somewhat spooky news stories in the theme of Halloween. And I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of a taste of what the story contains. And I want you guys, and the guys in the room here can participate too.
Yes.
I want you guys to guess where this story is going. Okay?
Okay.
So I'll give you a flavor of it, and you have to figure out kind of where it's going. So
Great.
the first story is Noah's Ark creationist Ken Ham. So this is the guy who's a creationist fella. He wants to warn kids about hell on Halloween. And the article says Ken Ham, the creationist behind a Noah's Ark attraction in Kentucky, is calling on followers to warn children about an eternity in hell on Halloween. He says, I want to encourage believers again this year to use this day as an opportunity to share the gospel with kids and their families. Ham said on his blog as he hawked $17.99 Learn and Share kit.
There you go.
So my question is, what do you think is in this Learn and Share kit that this creationist Ken Ham is hawking out to people to teach kids about Jesus on Halloween?
I can take a stab at this one. I think it's you open it up and on the inside it's a hit clips of Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin.
Oh, of Led Zeppelin?
Yeah, but you got to go out and buy your own like hit clip. I don't know if you guys remember those.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Wait, it doesn't come with the player. It's literally just the clip.
Just the hit clip.
You got to go into your basement, dust off that hit clip player, bust it out for the kids.
Blowing that cartridge.
You know, the worst hit clips, because it only plays about a 20-second clip of a song, the worst ones is where it does like the pre-chorus or a verse.
Wait for that drop, it never comes.
Okay, so hit clip is possibly
Hit clip of Led Zeppelin.
yeah,
Is that what you said?
Yeah, hit clip of Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Matt, do you have an idea?
Man, I would say it's got to be the same thing, just about, but it would have to be like Creed higher. Like, Jesse was dead. Like it's got to be something like a little more modern. I feel like.
Okay, yeah.
What, more modern than hit clips?
It can't be.
I don't
Is that not a religious song? Am I wrong on that?
No, you're good. I think Creed's definitely the epitome of Christian rock.
I've had a few drinks. I was like, they seemed religious. Maybe I'm just, I'm drawing my own map here.
Well, I'm 6 feet from the end.
Yeah.
I mean, they may not be Christian, but they're kind of a religious experience for
The
me.
guy looks like Jesus a little bit. Am I wrong?
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
No, I'm on the same
Maybe
page.
that's what it is. Maybe it's a hit clip of Led Zeppelin, but then you get the whole song of Creed.
Maybe you look like a bottle of holy water and like some nails, to remind you of what he had to do. I mean, come on.
Just a couple nails.
You have to do it or not. They're not saying you should drive it through your hands to some boards, but
You could.
You can at least
you
hold it.
understand stuffing, I guess,
Some
right?
real hands-on learning there, I guess.
All right. So these are good guesses. Sounds like everybody in the room is kind of in agreement. It's probably a hit clips, right?
It's gotta be.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Gotta be,
What
man.
else could it be?
So here's what actually was in the kits. The kits include pamphlets and dino dollars to distribute to trick-or-treaters instead of candy. On the front, the funny money features a roaring dinosaur and claims to be worth $1 million. On the back, the text warns costumed kids that if they ever look with lust, they will be punished with death and eternity in hell.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
wait.
How are there dino dollars in the creationist?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that too.
Oh my God.
I knew there was going to be a pamphlet, though. Yeah. I knew, there had to be a pamphlet in the kit.
There's a pamphlet.
You know,
Trifold whole thing.
I gotta say, if you're handing out all this malarkey, all this nonsense, I'm fine with that. If it comes with a candy bar, if you're handing this out without candy, you are gonna burn in hell.
Yeah,
that is terrible.
But you're not thinking about it. How many candy bars can you buy with $1 million dino dollars?
0.
I mean, the consequence, of course, is you burn an eternity in hell. But
Was there a
Worth it.
explanation for what the dino dollar does? Like if they visit his thing in Kentucky?
I think it was just a creative way of telling kids that they need to be careful of what they look at.
Well, I do have to say the exchange on dino dollars to Satan coins are really good these days. If you want to trade that in and do a little bit of conversion.
Which I think is actually thanks to Trump. The economy is doing well.
If there's one good thing he's done.
The economy is doing well.
Dino dollars are way up.
Okay, so here's the second weird story. So I won't tell you the headline of the story, but a store in Kuwait was busted for trying to make their fish seem fresher. What were they doing to their fish to make them seem fresher?
I mean, my immediate gut feelings for Breeze. Am I wrong on that?
That is pretty fresh. that
Especially
is
if you
pretty
get
fresh.
a nice lemon scent or something, that could go well with the fish.
But what about Mentos? Isn't that the fresh maker?
Oh, pop one in each
there you
go.
Yeah. You give the fish a Mentos, you're good.
And then you wink at you.
No problem.
Like in the
Yeah.
commercials.
You're gonna have to really get it in there though, because he's not gonna want to take that willingly.
No, definitely not.
Oh, you Mentos them when they're live, you're saying. You fish it out, you Mentos.
Yeah, they could be alive, they could be dead.
then you
Either way,
pop-
they're not really gonna want any part of it.
Okay, so either Febreze or a Mentos. It's gonna be how they're kind of making them. They're freshening them up.
100%.
I gotta go with dryer sheets.
Okay, dryer sheets.
They're just rubbing them with dryer sheets.
Because when you're looking for fish, you gotta look for the most dryer, sheety smelling of them all.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna taste like incense, or taste like incense rather. It's like, oh,
I like my fish to taste like a spring meadow.
Yeah, exactly.
That could be another way if they made one of the fish into an incense burner.
I like that too. Well, so here's the title of the article. Store caught sticking googly eyes on fish to make them look fresh. So the article reads, there's something fishy going on here. A store in Kuwait has reportedly been shut down after it was discovered that its owners were sticking googly eyes on fish in an attempt to make them appear fresher. Images of one fish, which were uploaded to Twitter, left users in hilarious disbelief at the creativeness of the store's owners.
Why is that more fucked up somehow?
This is what I'm gonna chime in and say, yeah, he does look fresh as fuck. So they kind of achieved it.
Dude, I would have loved it if it was a total spin and it's like, yeah, all the fish had Yeezys on. They were looking fresh as fuck, dude.
That's a fresh fish.
All the fish were wearing gold chains. It was fresh as
A
shit.
Gucci belt.
That is a fucking fresh fish.
Designer fish.
Damn.
Looking fresh, trout.
All right, so here's our third and last bizarre news story. Again, I'm not going to tell the name of the article yet. So the story goes like this. New Jersey mom Crystal Platzer was seriously bugged by the breakfast sandwich she purchased last Thursday at Dunkin' Donuts. Platzer, a 34-year-old from Brick, was doing errands with her 2-year-old Gianni when she went to a Dunkin' Donuts in Lakewood and ordered 2 bacon, egg, and cheese croissants and a wrap. Gianni devoured one of the croissant sandwiches in the car, but Platzer didn't eat hers until she got home, and boy, was she shocked when she opened up the sandwich to put ketchup on it. So the woman had to return her breakfast sandwich to Dunkin' Donuts for what reason?
Now, a little inside info. Matt and I both worked at Dunkin' Donuts in our life.
That's what's fucking with me.
Wow.
I'm trying to think what they have that would be horrendous in there. And I'm going to go to a reference of a story that I have.
Okay.
Somebody, I will not name, happened to put in like some jelly packets into somebody's sandwich.
Oh, I know
That
exactly.
was kind of a notorious dick in this town. And let's just say that person came back and the sandwich came flying over the counter as soon as the doors were open.
Oh shit!
Oh my
So do
god.
you
It was
think
horrendous.
Is this another
So-
jelly packet situation?
I'm wondering, maybe it's something like that. Maybe it's like something that's not even food. You know, like there's like, what the fuck? They put the ketchup packets in the sandwich. Like, didn't even like, this isn't ketchup. I asked for ketchup, like not ketchup packets in my sandwich. What the fuck?
So whole packets we're talking.
Whole packets of ketchup, like extra ketchup, and they put 5 ketchup packets on your sandwich, mixed in there, cheese melted on top.
I'm gonna go with there was a bit of a twist, and someone thought they were being nice, trying to hook her up. They threw 5 sausages on that shit. And
Oh man,
Just
oxygenated.
just stacked like a burger coming at you, fucking a foot tall.
Just doing God's work.
So she was so offended by all the extra sausage, she just had to turn back around and demand a refund.
Just
was too much.
consciously could not accept all that meat.
She had to go give them extra money. It's like when the teacher makes a mistake on the exam, gets you extra points. You have to go and let them know about it so I can take them off.
Yeah, I can't in good faith eat this sandwich.
Well, I really like the spin on this story.
Right the wrongs of this universe.
I mean, that makes sense to me. Anybody else have a different guess?
You know what? I'm sorry. I kind of got distracted. I'm just trying to think of the mom who has a child named Gianni. Who is this woman?
Well, that's a real Jersey name right there.
I lived in New Jersey for 10 years. So there's a lot of Giannis running around there. So let me tell you what really happened. When she went to put ketchup on it, she said, I took a bite and a worm came out. I swallowed the first bite, but there's a worm on my lip and it fell onto the wrapper.
Oh, God.
And it was moving.
No.
I freaked out. I was on the phone with my mom and I started screaming and hung up on her. I was going to take another bite out of the sandwich and I was like, don't even tell me that came out of the sandwich. That's her quote.
Who is she talking to?
This is a woman who has Gianni as a son.
Don't even tell me that came out of a sandwich.
And the article goes on to say that wasn't all. Platzer looked closer at the sandwich and found more worms, larvae, flies, and gnats on it.
Fuck.
Oh,
Straight up science experiment.
and the bacon was raw.
Sandwiches from the back of the freezer.
I guess so.
You know what?
I like that's like a detail at all is that the bacon was raw. Oh, it's what some fucker didn't cook the bacon.
Oh yeah, it was lukewarm by the time she ate it.
worse.
That would have corrected all the wrongs.
Technically, everything in the sandwich was raw because the worms are still alive.
That's true. This could not be a
I
worse
gotta
day.
know. At Dunkin' Donuts, do they not? You'd think that the oven would kill these critters.
Yeah, really.
It's a microwave. Don't fool yourself, buddy.
Sorry, we
Those aren't creatures; they're monsters.
don't have Dunkin' Donuts up in the Northwest.
Yeah.
It's like creepy crawlers up in there. You just pop it in the microwave. Now,
They actually don't come alive until they go into there.
This story reminds me of that age-old question: what's worse than finding a worm in your sandwich?
Finding raw bacon in your sandwich.
Or half a worm. You know?
Oh, where's the other half?
Or that.
Yeah. Ugh.
I don't know.
The bacon, though,
Raw bacon's pretty bad.
does really trip me out.
Well, there you go. There's a few weird and spooky news stories for you.
So spooky, man.
For this
So
very spooky Halloween. Well, thanks so much for providing your insight into these bizarre news stories, guys. And again, really appreciate you coming on the show. And if you liked what you heard, if you want to hear more about Rape Ape and all of the lore concerning him, check out the American Slackers. They put out episodes every Wednesday. Is that right?
That's right.
Every goddamn Wednesday. So cozy yourself up to an episode of American Slackers. And thanks again for being on the show, you guys.
Thank
For
you.
having us.
Hey, thanks for having us, man.
Have a good night, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so as is Podworms tradition, we're going to go ahead and bump the one of our bits I proposed at the beginning of the episode to the next episode because, as typically happens, we just had so much great content that this one's bursting to the seams.
So much great content all the time, every week.
But before we close this episode, this season finale of season 3, Podworm Spacecast, Spooky Halloween Spooktacular.
I didn't realize that was the name of it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
This is
That's
I
a
shit
great
my
name.
pants.
I was wondering why this has been so good.
Yeah.
And so spooky.
So spooky. And spectacular.
I want to talk about a local spooky legend of the 13 steps to hell at the Maltby Cemetery. So this is legitimately something that we heard about as kids, right? Like, I mean, kids in maybe high school or maybe a little bit younger.
Yeah, I mean, probably junior high is probably the earliest
I
I
actually
remember.
have never heard of this actually. until
Really?
Today, yeah.
I spent an evening in the Maltby Cemetery. I recall with.
Oh, you did?
I did. I don't know.
Summoning spirits.
That was the intent. Definitely the intent.
Did
I
you
was
go
with-
down the steps?
See, that is what is curious to me is that I don't know if we were there because I think I was just there to smoke weed in a cemetery, so I don't really know what we were doing
Summon
there.
spirits.
But I can't imagine we were doing anything else. But I do recall spending an evening for like 3 or 4 hours at the Maltby Cemetery in like junior year.
Well, there are there's this website that people talk about their spooky experiences at various places, and most of them were talking about smoking weed there. So I think it's a pretty common occurrence. But the legend goes like this, and this is from scaryforkids.com. So I guess
us.
If you're an adult, then it's nothing.
It's one of Chase's websites.
This website doesn't scare me.
One of Chase's websites.
Oh, God.
So it goes like this. The 13 Steps is a scary urban legend about Maltby Cemetery in Washington. They say that these 13 steps lead down to hell. The 13 steps to hell were located in Maltby. There used to be a staircase that began at ground level and descended down under the earth. It is said to be a low-grade entrance to the tomb of a wealthy local family. According to the legend, you had to go to the cemetery late at night and walk down these 13 steps. While descending the steps, you wouldn't be able to hear anything. Once you had reached the bottom, if you turned around, you would be confronted by a vision of hell. They say that this vision would drive you insane. Those who watched people performing this ritual said that they witnessed the person stop at the bottom, turn around, and then collapse to their knees in horror. According to some reports, several children emerged nearly comatose from the steps. Many of them never uttered another word. So that's kind of the brief.
Spoopy.
Wasn't there something where if you count the steps, it's different on the way down than it is on the way up?
I remember hearing that back in.
I feel like that's probably more like because when you go up, you like count the step up versus you don't count the step down, maybe. But I remember there was something about it. It's 13 steps down and 12 steps up.
I remember. And didn't we actually go on a drive to go look at it? I feel like we went to a few like cemeteries back in high school.
We tried. There was a time when we were in high school where it was like it freshly became private property, and so it was easier to go visit, and then it was not. Because I remember, I think I mentioned this, but our buddy Levi Mesner from high school went there, and they like was chased out of there by dogs. Like whoever owned he had to run back to the car.
They released the hounds.
Yeah, they literally released the hounds on him. Because it's private now and you're not supposed to be there, even though it's haunted. And why kids can't be curious anymore.
So maybe we should check it out.
We should go check it out.
Yeah, we should.
I heard that you walk down it and it honestly it actually just leads to the Maltby Cafe.
Oh,
but the line is really long.
No, the line is so long.
It's long.
I want my pancakes.
but that's just any given Sunday.
yeah.
So there's a poster on this website. His screen name is Maltby Bull, and he posted back last year in June, and he said, "Been there, done that." Worked with a guy who claimed that he was a devil worshiper. He said that devil worshipers met there every Halloween night. He told me the day before Halloween, so myself and 3 friends decided to go see if he was full of it. I went armed, as did my friends.
What?
Whoa. Good. Pepper spray.
So he went in packing heat, apparently go, I don't know what he's going to do, kill some devil worshippers?
It sounds like this guy was kind of afraid of something.
Maybe so.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, he's like, this is bullshit. I'm just gonna bring my gun just in case.
I'm just gonna bring my gun and my arm. I want to be
You
safe.
guys bring yours too. Yeah.
I want to be safe though.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Bring
it's
my
just
gun.
like,
Bring some condoms. We got to be safe.
You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I heard there's 13 steps down, 12 steps up. I'm just saying.
I mean, bring the gun, just in case. He says, when we got there were indeed some wackos that were standing around a fire. We watched them from a distance, unseen, as they sacrificed, and this is in quotes, as they sacrificed several animals. Having grown tired of watching them and listening to them chant gibberish, I decided to fire several shots in the air.
Oh my god.
This is the biggest load of bullshit I ever heard.
Also, I love that. Oh shit, there are devil worshippers and they're killing animals in front of me. Boring.
boring. This sucks.
Holy shit! Wrap it up.
Okay. A. The Maltby Cemetery is not some obscure location. It is in the middle of suburbia. If you're having a fire there, the fire department will be there in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
If you shoot a gun in the cemetery, the National Guard will have helicopters in an hour.
Well, this guy thinks he's pretty badass. So he
If you're
said,
boring as shit, you're gonna really annoy the people that are watching.
Yeah.
they all scattered like roaches. Fucking roaches.
Fucking roaches.
Go sacrifice animals somewhere else. This is our town.
This is our town.
We went to their fire and doused it.
Boom. Well, they probably peed on it, huh?
Yeah.
I hope they peed on it.
We stayed there for another 15 minutes just listening and heard nothing and saw nothing spooky. Don't believe all the BS stories. Stories are bred from fear. That fear is based on the stories they've all been told. Your mind can play silly, scary tricks on you, especially if there's alcohol or drugs involved, such as the first story at the top of this list. Oh, the person was talking about some weird experience they had. He and his friends had been drinking and smoking weed, he said. Gee, I wonder why you thought you heard something. Could it be that you were high and drunk, jackass?
I love we stood there for 15 minutes and didn't see anything other than the people that were killing animals in a fire.
This sounds like a dad who's very pissed off at his son who wrote the comment above.
He's like the Wyatt Earp of Bothell.
Yeah, seriously.
He's coming in there guns a-blazing. Not in my town.
He commented on his own comment and said, P.S. This was in 1992. So there you go.
Oh, the year of our Lord. Me, because I was born then.
Oh, so was
Oh, Mike, the
No,
pod guy.
I was born in 1991, Mike.
Fucking millennials.
Wow, cool.
So I guess if this Halloween, if tomorrow, if you're already done carving your Podworms themed pumpkin and you already handed out all your bad candy and you're looking for something spooky to do, well, you can't go to the Maltby Cemetery because, well, it's private property now, but you can look it up online and read about people and, their stories about scaring other people.
And come Thursday morning, you can go to the Maltby Cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the day after Halloween, you can still hear the screams. People walking down 12 steps when there's maybe 13.
And that is one spooky conclusion to season 3 of the Podworms Spacecast. So we are so thankful that you made it with us this far, and we're looking forward to season 4. It's going to bring even more laughs, spooks.
So many more spooks. We got a lot of good spooks
We're going
coming
to
down the
continue
line.
this Halloween theme probably for the rest of forever.
This is our Halloween season.
This is going to be
This is our American space worm story.
Yep.
Exactly right.
No, space worms horror story. I don't know. We'll workshop it.
By season 4. That's going to be a well developed joke.
Yes, definitely.
But if you've seen us just start from these humble beginnings all the way to where we are now, just think where season 4 is going to take us. And we can't make it without you, the space fans. So if you want to send us some pod mail, send it to pwspacecast@gmail.com. Follow us on social media, Podworm Spacecast on Instagram, Podworm Spacecast on Facebook.com. And anything you send us, again, for season 4, let's get started with a bang. Send us some pod mail. We'll read anything. Okay?
Anything.
And have yourselves a safe and spooky Halloween, and we'll see you in season 4. And until next time, space fans, keep swirling. Bang, bang.
Oh shit, get out of here. I'm not done sacrificing my animal.
Town.
Scatter roaches, scatter.
Scatter roaches.
I love our gun noise.